Some disagree with global climate change, but if you look at the hard evidence and you look at the glaciers all around the world, I mean, that's evidence enough for me. I'm not a scientist, but when I see glaciers melting and I see the pictures from 2005 into now, 2010, we need to act fast. I mean, I have children, a lot of people have children, and we have to preserve our Earth for the next future generations.
A little bit of history about the Institute. And the Institute really got its running start back in 2003, 2004, when we did somewhat of a community, a market survey of community leaders to see what their sense of renewable energy was, how the overall energy markets in the United States were developing, because energy is a critical facet of the world that we live in. And so we went to a variety of community leaders and asked them what would they think about an institute that looked to promote renewable energy.
The Hudson Renewable Energy Institute was founded by a group of folks who have experience and background in energy matters, policy, regulations, and projects in New York State.
My name is THREI, and I'm on the board, and I've been involved since the beginning. Alan talked to me about the idea originally. I'm an economic development consultant, so my idea or reason for being involved is that ultimately we all talk about renewable energy, but it's got to make sense in the real world, and economic development-wise. Does it help to bring business in? Does it help create jobs? To make our life better.
One of the things that came across loud and clear was that they'd like to have more access to things that transpired as far as energy they'd like to see developed. And they wanted the competitive markets to have a say in what ultimately got developed.
There's a lot of excitement about renewable energy. There's also a lot of questions about renewable energy out in the community, and the mission and the purpose of the Institute is to provide a nonpartisan, a non-biased, very scientific and academic view of what renewable energy is, what it can bring to the region, what its benefits are.
Well, the mission of the Institute is essentially twofold. One is the development of renewable energy and to encourage the development of renewable energy, but in the same regard to educate people as to what renewable energy really is, and having the capability on the part of a population to be well-versed, to be educated in the direction of energy policy in their community, in the United States, and using the Institute as a mechanism to get us there.
We need the Institute now in order to balance a lot of questionable information, in order to provide some scientific and academically rigorous information regarding the benefits of renewable energy.
You have to have an educated group of people that are promoting it. And again, this world that we find ourselves in today is based on parties that know what they're talking about.
The Institute is developing a panel of scientific advisors, respected minds throughout the country who have played pivotal roles in the development and research of renewable energy in all sectors, not just in the delivery of traditional electric generation, but in alternate fuels and alternate vehicles and other aspects of renewables. Because we want to be able to bring together a panel of people who can look at proposals, who can prepare white papers, who can help us to disseminate good, solid, scientifically backed information regarding renewable energy.
I think it's THREI, who is director of the Center for Life Cycle Analysis, Earth and Environmental Engineering at Columbia University.
My own focus here on the committee has been an effort to make sure that whatever we do has scientific credibility. And we are in the process of establishing a board of scientific advisors. Basically, we're looking for academics and people in industry who are willing to lend their names, give some time to the Institute, and perhaps testify before government panels and some key decision makers in the field of renewable energy.
Well, my name is Mark Vanderheiden. It's my hope that my contribution will be more a contribution of questioning, and perhaps at times a contribution of sort of steering us in the direction of looking always a little bit larger than our immediate horizon. Nevertheless, you meet very interesting people, and the topic in and of itself, while it can be a very serious and very important academic subject matter, at some point, each and every one of us is going to experience that this is no longer an academic issue for our country. I mean, this is for real, and it's very serious and highly complicated, and hopefully we will listen more to scientific views on this than we'll listen to the political climate that surrounds it.
In the electricity world and in the renewables world, smart grid is one of the current buzzwords. There's a huge amount of excitement about it. There's also a huge amount of money behind it at this time.
The smart grid is actually a part of an overall program that's been developing by IBM called the Smart Planet.
The smart grid essentially is a two-way communication system between the utility company and the customer. The smart grid will allow us to be able to pull data from a customer meter at a rate which we choose, which would typically be every 15 minutes or an hour, depending on the type of customer.
What the Institute would like to see in regard to that smart grid is making the smart grid a two-way street, allowing, through the use of the smart grid, for a party in a business or in their home to access, through the smart grid, suppliers of renewable energy and actually going out and purchasing that renewable energy from them.
To be able to send price signals to customers, we would send it to an in-home display to a customer. And a customer wouldn't necessarily need to be watching the display all day long and making adjustments. The customer could actually program through a home area network what their price and comfort levels are and have the home area network essentially run those appliances that are discretionary. For example, a washing machine or a dishwasher or a pool pump or an air conditioner.
When you look at the smart grid, historically what that has meant is it's been one-directional. In other words, information is provided to a customer, to a business on how to reduce their overall demand, how much energy they're using at certain periods of time.
Customers have very limited information when it comes to their energy use. Essentially, they get their electric bill each and every month, and they're surprised in regard to what it is.
Smart grid means different things to different players in the renewables field. So there are different elements of smart grid, and I think that that's a little understood. And one of the things that we want to do at the Institute is to help people to sort of cut through the cloud of confusion and the buzzwords that come along with the discussion of smart grid.
The Institute gives parties access to a broader spectrum of the area of energy, that they might be interested in. And if they're interested in energy, then the Institute is a vehicle that they could use, combined with other people that have a similar bent, and actually feel good about doing something that they're motivated to see accomplished.
The Hudson Renewable Energy Institute needs the support of companies and individuals who are interested in the development and growth of renewable energy, not just in the Hudson Valley, statewide, region-wide, nationwide, in order to help us to spread the message of what renewable energy is, how we can encourage its growth in this area, and how it can benefit us.
The member, for example, can provide their own input, their own sense of direction, their own interaction with the Institute itself. The member can become contributing either through attendance at meetings, providing information to a central repository at the Institute. They can contribute, for example, when we have seminars, conferences, and they can contribute by becoming knowledgeable and disseminating some of that knowledge within their own communities, within society in general.
We're also very concerned that there may be missed opportunities, and that if we don't act now, if we don't overcome some of the questions, if we don't provide the right information to people so that they can understand what the benefits and impacts of renewable sources are, we might miss that opportunity, and we don't want to do that.
Why should people get involved now as opposed to sometime in the future? If you don't get involved today, there really is no tomorrow, in our opinion. And if you don't get involved today, you wake up and you're 5 years down the road, you're 10 years down the road, and things happen in between. And if something's important to you today, that importance has value to you today. And if you don't take advantage of it today, all you have is a data point on a piece of history.